Revelation chapter 16. Giving all praises to Yahawah Bashem Yahushua Bashem Yahawah Bashem Yahushua Bashem Qadash. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. Giving all praises to Yahawah Bashem Yahushua Bashem Qadash. Okay, like I said, I'm going to go into the book of Revelation. I'm going to go break down the whole chapter. Anyway, before I do so, this is, there's been videos. I put up a video from a brother, beloved brother, put up concerning martial law when all hell breaks loose. And he had this dream that the military would come into people's houses and take what they had. Then there was a couple other videos put up. Aria, he had put up a video. Not Aria, the high priest, but from One West, but another Aria. Anyway, he put up a video kind of lambacking off of the video that the previous video that I spoke about, that I re-uploaded. But Aria went into the actual law, which goes back, this goes back to, as you can see down here, right? And this, by the way, this is from Title 50, War and National Defense. All laws of the U.S., the supreme law of the land is a constitution, but you have codified laws in the United States Code. You know, when you go to federal court and they charge you, like if there's criminal charges in federal court, they will charge you under Title 18, which is a criminal code. IRS would be under the IRS code, which is Title 26. But anyway, so this is Title 50, which is War and National Defense. So when war breaks out, this is when these laws are applied. Everything Esau does is based upon the laws, his laws. So it says 50 USC 4512, hoarding of designated scarce materials. Now you can see that also means food. Text contains those laws in effect on September 20, 2022, year of Yahawah Bashem Yahushua turning up. And this has been a year where this great spirits turn things up. This has definitely been a turned up year. So it says from Title 50, War and National Defense, that's the title. Chapter 55, Defense Production, subchapter 1, Priorities and Allocations. So this is section 4512, right? Section 4512. And they repeal laws and they amend laws and they update laws. They'll go to the same titles and they'll update a law. So hoarding, Section 4512, hoarding of designated scarce sources. In order to prevent hoarding, now this is what the preppers are all about. The preppers is all about get enough food for you and your family, get enough water, get enough this, get enough that, stockpile food, non-perishable food, water, soap, whatever you need. They get all into it. It says, in order to prevent hoarding, no person shall accumulate, gathering in big numbers, in excess of the reasonable demands of business. In other words, this law says that you have enough food in your house to feed your family for a week, and then you go back and get some more food. So what if you can't find no food? Then you're asked out. And that's why it says in second Ezra, the 15th chapter, around about the 50 some odd verse. I'm not going to go to it. Somebody can put it in the description. The comment section. That they're going to eat. They're going to eat each other. In other words, the ones that die, they're going to eat them. They're going to run out of food. So this is a law. And this comes under martial law, by the way. In martial law, things are scarce. So they would have to go from house to house to make sure, you don't have, you stockpile food and water and soap and this and that and the third. You got enough stuff for a year. They're gonna take it out. They're gonna take out what 90% of that, 95% of that stuff, where you may have enough food for a couple of weeks. And you got to hope like hell that there's a place where you can get more food. This happened in Venezuela for the last, 5 years? Got so bad they were going in there eating. Well, they started committing the act of cannibalism. They were breaking into zoos, killing the animals and eating them. So we're living in a serious time. Now, what does it say in Isaiah 65? It says, my servant shall eat, right? So this is going to be a test of faith for myself and every last one of y'all. And then when all this is going on, they're going to start administering the charagma, the MOTB, which a lot of people are going to take it because you want to eat. As Yohanan said, he told Deacon Hakar, he said, you're going to take it and I'm going to take it because you got to eat and I got to eat and your family got to eat. So your backs are going to be against the wall. That's when faith kicks in. You see, there's a lot of like I watch Sakari videos, and they'll do a video and they'll get 2 days in, they'll get like 15,000 people watching, 20,000 people watching. Trust me, if it's 15,000, 14,500 of them are, or even more, are watching it for entertainment purposes only. Jake gets entertained by this. Because if you got 15,000 people watching and they've been watching your videos or whatever for 2 years or a year, there would be 15,000, 20,000. Oh, the same goes to IUIC and others. GOCC, they'll get like 35,000. A lot of them are women, some of them men. But if you're getting those type of numbers, so we mentioned a couple of different camps, and even GMS, certain videos, like I'll do a live. If the notification goes out when the video ends, it may be 300, 350, depending on the title. But then, a couple of days in, it may go up to over 1,000, 1,500. So if, 1,500, 2,000 people watch my video, anybody in GMS put up a video and you got 2,000, 2,500, 1,500 people, that have been, the number's been up like that for over a year. That means everybody that watches you among the men supposed to have a video. They're supposed to be out there. So the numbers don't add up. You got 20,000 people watching a video from just one camp, one group. And then you got others. So you might have 100,000 people at any given time watching any of the so-called former One West videos. So there's supposed to be a million, like I use the number, 1 million camps out there. 1 million YouTube videos out there. Like I said, people watch this to be entertained. And when the so-called shit hits the fan, when you have to line up and get that charagma, you're gonna scramble. You're gonna ask questions. You're gonna go to this video. What do I do? Because you ain't thinking about it now. Because they have not presented it to you. Like people got all panic. Even people in the camp, in the New York camp, brothers got kind of, what will we do to Harlem? They pulled me to the side and said, I gotta get it. If not, I'm gonna lose my gig. I'm gonna lose my slave. So I said, shit, I said, well, lose it. There's always another slave out there. And those guys dealt with it. And guess what? They still got their slaves, their jobs. And they ain't took shit. The one brother in the camp, young brother, he said that, a couple of different brothers from GMS New York work at certain jobs that other camps work at, IUIC, for example. He said one guy from IUIC took it and he didn't take it. He kept the job, and the guy that took it kept the job too, because they said, we're gonna fire you. He got nervous. So he said after he did it, he felt like shit. And the leadership of the IUIC had to console him. Well, how you gonna console something that's in your body already? And they said about either 20 to 22 people. This was a Passover speech that Bishop Nathaniel made. They're talking about the year 2021, and it was coming into 2022. I'm sorry, it was before 2022, but he said that previous year, he either said 20 or 22 people transitioned because they had the C thing, the crowny. So now, did they take the max or the jump shots and die from that, or they didn't take it because they didn't take it, they died? He didn't say that. He didn't say that. I believe that some of them just took it. There wasn't certain good jobs, and they said, man, I ain't gonna lose this job. I got good benefits and my family's taken care of. We got dental, we got medical, we got this, paid vacation. They said, I'm gonna take it and just pray to the Most High. And so, like I said, I don't know. I do believe that those people that transitioned took it. And I have personal friends of mine that did the wrong thing, but I hadn't seen that particular person that transitioned. Had I seen him, I said, don't take it. But I seen him maybe run into him once every 2-3 years. And he told me, Spirit set it up. He told me that he said, man, I made a big mistake. I shouldn't have took them things. I feel like I'm going to transition. And then within 2 weeks, he transitioned a week and a half later, but it was told to me like 2 weeks later. And he was walking around, he was healthy, but he felt like he was going to transition. He wasn't like in a deathbed, nothing like that. So, and then my woman knows people, her relatives, that the mother and the father of the household, because she got it through one of the children, which is her cousin, that they took it, the mother and the father, and they transitioned within one transition, then about a month and change later, the other transition. But they took all the jump shots. So I don't know if they're going to take this down. So Esau is going to control everything. But anyway, you have this right here. If I remember, I'll put the link in the description box. Let me see. Okay, in excess of, I'll read some more of it, of the responsible demands of business, personal, or home consumption. Home consumption means you can only have what's reasonable stuff in your house. Whether it be a month worth, people go shopping, they shop for 2 weeks or whatever, or a month, you got the big shopping, especially when you're getting the benefits. You do a big shopping once a month. So you got enough food for a month. Or 2, for the purpose of resale at prices in excess of prevailing market prices. And that's called price stabilization, price fixing. To prevent inflation, materials which have been designated by the president as scarce. So if he says Twinkies are scarce, you better not have no Twinkies in your house. You better have a week's worth of Twinkies in your house. Slim Jims, they're scarce. You better not have a year worth of Slim Jims. Materials or materials, the supply of which would be threatened by such accumulation, the president shall order. And this is showing you that they showed you within the last couple of years the power of how the government really works. You never knew how the government works. What is the government, the federal government, all about? How does it affect me? You found out. They have military behind it. They have police. They have military. Shit gets out of line, they declare martial law. And martial law is an executive order. So the president is really the king. No, the president, there's no such thing as king. We have presidents. What the fuck you think a president is? Is a king. Look up the word king in the Hebrew and in the Greek. Look it up in the Greek. I believe it's Basilil, if I'm not mistaken. But it means a ruler. It says the president or the king shall, king of Babylon, Isaiah 14, right? The president shall order published in the Federal Register. That's another important law in federal, as far as the federal laws are concerned. You have the Federal Register, you have the United States Code, you have, there's another one, there's another major one. I believe that's Code of Federal Regulation. I used to go all into this. I used to be in the law library every day. And that's every law, and every state has their own laws. And then you have ordinances. But the number one book that you go, the number one volume of books that you go to is the United States Code, USC. Anyway, it says published in the Federal Register and in such other manner as he may deem appropriate, every designation of materials, the accumulation of which is unlawful. So if they say if you have more than a month worth of stuff, that's on them. That's considered unlawful. When they come knocking on your door, they do the accounting and they say, oh, well, you got a month and a week. We're gonna have to take this amount of stuff out of your house. Or they can arrest you, or they can cite you. That's martial law, folks. And any withdrawal of, let me see, where am I, of such designations and making such designations, the president prescribed conditions with respect to accumulation materials, access, personal, of home consumption. I'll read this again. I will chapter this. section shall not be construed, built upon to limit the authority contained in section 4511. They got to go back a section, and section 4554 of this title. What title? Title 50. And it goes back September 8, 1950. So these laws, the United States Code has been ongoing. And why 50? Because this was a couple of years, 4 or 5 years after World War II. And that's when the UN came on the scene. World War I, they were trying to bring you the, what was it called? I can forget this name. It was the first UN, but they call it something different. I forget it. I believe the League of Nations. They didn't accept, the world didn't accept it, and they came back, they brushed it off, they repackaged it after World War II. And I believe it was after World War II. And they came up with the, we got to do something. We got to stop these wars. If we come all together. And by the way, right now as I speak, there's a UN General Assembly, and you have two key members, major members that said we're not going, China and Russia. So they was like, F the UN. This chapter referred to September 8th, 1950. As you read down, then it says act. Act is nothing but a law, but to action. The Inflation Reduction Act is really a law. They can repeal it. But there you go. I just went through this a little bit. If I remember, I'll leave the link in the description box. If not, just go to this section right here, or either put in Anti-Hoarding Act. That's what it's called, Anti-Hoarding Act, which is a law. So let me go over here to Revelation 16. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, this is relatively short. The main thing we should all know, like the last, I don't know, from about the 12th verse, we should pretty much know this, but I'm going to start at the very top. Deacon Akar did he interpreted or did a breakdown of Revelation 16, and I saw part of it. I mean, he was on point from what I heard, the stuff that I saw. Okay, it says, first verse 1, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels. Now the temple represents the temple in heaven, spiritual temple. Go your way and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon earth. Earth meaning earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark, the MOTB, and upon them which worship the image. The image is not a picture of Caesar Borgia. Bishop Nathaniel should cut that out. The image is not a picture of Caesar Borgia. He's going off. The image is a Roman. This system is based upon the pagan Roman system of over 2,000 years ago, or 2,000 years ago. when I say 2,000 years ago, I'm going into the height of the Roman Empire during the reign of the 12 emperors, starting from Julius to Domitian. Let me read that again. Second verse, Revelation 16. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the Christianity, upon the men that had the embargo, upon the men that did sin. No, wrong. The MOTB is not the Christian church. It's not Christianity. It's not sin. It's not an embargo. It's none of those things. It's an actual physical thing that will go into you. Look up biometrics. Biotechnology. Biotech. Bio meaning the body. So it says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore. So we're going to pull these words out. Let's deal with the word noisome. How did that happen? Let's come back. Come back here. This is noisome. G 2556. A primary root. So you can't. This is as deep as the word goes, so to speak. A bad nature, not such as it ought to be. That's a cancer. Okay. You've been diagnosed with cancer. You know, that's when you bug out. And they try, either they can treat it or they can't treat it, or they can give you pain killers. You know, you got 6 months to live, you got 3 months if you're lucky. You know, you got 3 months to live, you got 6 months if you're lucky. But there's cures out there. You just got to know how to put the right things in you to reverse it. Because it's obviously most likely 99% your fault. You did something that caused you to weaken your immune system. Because there's cancers in me right now. There's always cancers in you, but you have an immune system. It says of a bad nature, cancer's a bad nature, not such as it ought to be. Your body ain't right. I got this pain in my shoulder and I got this pain in my eye, or whatever the case may be, and it's actually a cancer. Of a mode of thinking, feeling, acting, base, wrong, wicked, troublesome, injurious, pernicious, destructive, baneful. Baneful meaning you can die from it. So anybody that accepts this will suffer a cancer. Noisome. Let's look up the word grievous. Paneras, let's look that up. For the labors, annoyances, hardship, press or harassed by labors, bringing toils, annoyances, perils of a time full of peril to Christian faith, causing pain and trouble. What causes pain? A cancer. That's why when they put you in a hospice, they give you painkillers, but the cancer is still taking over your body. What's the term of metastasize? That means it grows. Cancer just means crabs, and it grows and it grows and it grows. It takes over this organ, takes over that organ. Bad of a bad nature or condition, cancer, in a physical sense, diseased or blind. Second verse again. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men, meaning men, women, children, which had the charagma, and upon them which worship the image. Now, it means it's being part of the system. You want to stay in the system, you got to take this thing. And the majority of people on the planet, they're going to take it because they want to stay, they want to eat. And that right there, based upon Deacon Akar, and he has no reason to lie. He said this years ago. And I believe I might have the video. I'm almost positive I do. He like I said, he spoke to, I believe he called him on the phone or whatever. General Yahawah doing the show. And he asked him about the, charagma, which shows, if he's telling the truth, that General Yahawah knows exactly what the charagma is, the MOTB is, the C-hip. And he, like I said, he said, I'm gonna say it again. He said, you're gonna take it, and you because you want your kids to eat, you don't want your family to eat, you want to eat. And General Yahawah said, I'm gonna take it too, because everybody wants to eat. So if that's a true statement that he made, that he actually talked to Yahawah, I have no reason to believe that he didn't talk to Yahawah. Well, that shows you that Yahawah knows. He knows something. So let's go to Soar.
Strong's G 1668. Hilcos.
Then you got the root right there, which I'm not going to go into. A wound producing a discharge pus. That's cancer. You got something coming out of you that's pus, and you wipe it down, and the next day it comes back, and it comes back. You going to the hospital, man. And they're going to most likely tell you that's a cancer. A wound producing a discharge pus. A sore, an ulcer. Go to images. That's an ulcer. Ulcer, peptic ulcers. Ulcers become cancers. It's an infection that is not, if it's not taken care of, peptic ulcer can reduce vomiting. This is H. pylori. This is a pathogen, what do you call it? I guess that's the best way. It's a parasite, and one way in killing it, you can try this is horseradish, other things. There's ways to kill it. A giant gastric ulcer, and this is when your colon cancer is nothing but a ulcer. Oh my goodness, look at that. You don't take care of it, that's so. Let me come over here. Stomach ulcer, right? A peptic ulcer is a sore on the lining of your stomach, small intestine, or esophagus. You don't take care of it, you're going to die. A sore that develops on the lining of the esophagus, stomach, or small intestine. You don't take care of it, you're going to die. I know somebody that died from it. You die slow. Everything you try to eat, it comes back up. And the bacteria is H. pylori. It says an anti-inflammatory pain reliever includes aspirin, but aspirin, that'll mess you up too. So this is going to be on the, let's come back over here. It says a wound producing a discharge pus, a sore, and ulcer. So the ones that take it, we're going to know who took it. You understand? We're going to know who took it. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore, cancer, upon the men which had the MOTB, and upon them which worship the image. Now, it doesn't mean if you worship the image, you ain't gonna get it. In other words, if you worship the image, you're gonna wind up taking it, meaning being part of the system. That doesn't mean you go to some statue and bow down to it. That means you are part of the system. That's what it means. If you want to be in the military, a lot of people, a great number of people, got left the military because they didn't want it. They didn't want that jump shot. But now they're begging for them to come back. People that said, "No, I ain't taking." Now they're begging for people to come back. Kyrie Irving said that he didn't want to take it. It's not talking about the MOTB. It's talking about the trial run, so to speak. And guess what? He's back. He's back. Is he playing it for New York now? And he's back. The mayor said, no, you good. You people in the private sector, working in the private sector, you good. The people working for the government, you still got to get it. But then this guy, Biden, said, oh, it was over. There's no more panty pan. Gotta be careful with my words. This is the main thing I wanted to get at, really, the second verse. I can close it on this. We should know the rest, but I'm gonna I'm gonna forge ahead. Third verse. And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea. Now you got to go to Revelation 8, a third part of the sea, a third part of the land, a third part of the trees. That's talking about, you have three classifications of people: sons of men, sons of the wicked, and sons of the Most High. Sons of the wicked represents 1/3. So who's going to be affected? Wherever the sons of the wicked are, because this judgment is upon the wicked. Not the whole world, because they're going to be, Revelation 18, they're going to stand back afar off mourning. But a lot of them they're going to die anyway from that cancer. And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of waters, and they became blood. Mainly the third part of the like I said, sons of men, sons of the wicked, sons of the Most High. But it's going to affect some of the sons of the men. It's going to affect some of the sons of the Most High, sons of the power, because you're going to be a part of this system. But it's meant for the sons of the wicked. Read Revelation chapter 8 again. And I heard the angel of the waters say, thou art righteous, O Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Qadash, which art and was and shall be, because thou hast judged thus. Judgment. He will plead with them. Plead meaning judgment. For they have shed the blood of saints. Who are the saints? The Israelites and prophets. And thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. So we're going to get our vengeance. The Most High is going to come in our stead to take this man out. And I heard another out of the altar say, even so, Yahawah, power almighty, Alashadja. When you look the word up, God Almighty, in the Old Testament, the word is Alashadja, terrible demon power. True and righteous are thy judgments. 8th verse. And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch men with fire, and men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of the Father, which have power over these plagues. And the main plague, of course, Zechariah 14 and 12. And they repented not to give him glory. That's these devils. That's these damn devils. They're not gonna acknowledge that we're the Israelites. They're not gonna acknowledge that the Most High is a man of color. They're gonna just get beat the shit out of until they get it in their thick heathenistic skulls. 10th verse, Revelation 16, verse 10. And the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain. That's the judgment. That's the judgment. Because a lot of things are going to happen before the missiles hit. They shall be in straits. before it all ends, before the fire ends it all. 11th verse, and blaspheme the Most High of heaven. Show mercy. What is it? Matter of fact, let me get that so I can read it right. Isaiah 26. It's also in Psalm 15:16. Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. And blaspheme the Most High in heaven because of their pains and their what? Their sores. Their sores. We just read that. Hell coast. They're going to get mad at the Most High for giving them cancer. And repenting out of their deeds, their wickedness. Now we ain't did nothing right. We're good. The Most High is, God is a white man. Jesus is white. The angels are white. The Israelites are white. Moses is white. We are the chosen people, not you damn niggas. Twelfth verse. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates. You should be able to picture Euphrates in your mind. You should be able to picture the bodies of water that are around the Euphrates. You should picture the Levant. You should picture the Fertile Crescent. You should see the Mediterranean Sea. You should see the Red Sea, the Gulf of Suez, the Gulf of Aqaba. You should be able to identify the wilderness that the Israelites dwelled in for, was tested for 40 years. You should know where Jerusalem is. You should know where Kittim is in your mind. I'm picturing a map in my mind. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the drought, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. The way the kings of the kings of the east are these kings in the Levant, in the Fertile Crescent, the Middle East as they call it. Now, what precept should come to mind? Isaiah chapter 14, and I believe that's the 9th verse. Isaiah 14. And I'm going to read it in the NLT. New Living Translation, 9th verse. In the place of the dead, there is excitement over your arrival. The spirits of world leaders and mighty kings, long dead, stand up to see you. Long dead, meaning reincarnated. With one voice, they all cry out, now you are as weak as we are. Your might and your power will bury with you. The sound of the harp in your palace has ceased. No more music. Revelation 18. Now maggots are your sheet. You're going to sleep in maggots, and worms your blanket. That means death. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. That was nothing. But anyway, you get the picture. How are you falling from heaven? Because you're in a heavenly state. Oh, shining star, the beacon of light. Everybody wanted to come to this place. Son of the morning. You have been thrown down to the earth. You who destroyed the nations of the world. For you said to yourself, I will ascend to heaven and set my throne above God's stars. I will preside on a mountain of the gods far away in the north. I will preside on the mountain of the gods. Who are the mountain of the gods? The Israelites. Far away in the north. Now, let me go to the 13th verse. Let me go to the KJV. What is that? The 13th verse. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend unto heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Who's the mount of the congregation? The congregation of Israelites. But in the previous translation, the NLT, it says, I shall sit, preside on the mount of the gods. That's showing you that we are the gods. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like forks come out of the mouth of the dragon. Mouth of the dragon is interchangeable with this system and pagan Rome, because that war in heaven in Revelation 12 speaks about the dragon. So the dragon is still here, but this is the second dragon, the rebirth of the old dragon. It says, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like forks come out of the dragon, which is the same thing. I had the mouth of the beast. Beast is the same thing. Beast and dragon are interchangeable. The beast actually represents NATO and the EU. The 2 countries on the uttermost west that are part of the NATO and the EU, are as far as NATO is concerned, is Canada and the US, which are Edomite ruled countries. And out of the mouth of the false prophet. Now that represents this false religion. You got the Roman Catholic Church, you got all these other churches Jehovah's Witness, all these churches, the Seventh-day Adventist, Baptist, Methodist, Pentecostal, they all Roman Catholics. They just teach a little bit different. Because they all got the same picture, Caesar Borgia, which goes back to the Renaissance Christianity, which is Roman Catholicism. 14th verse, for they are the spirit of devils working miracles which go forth unto the kings, the leaders of the earth, and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of the Most High Almighty, Allah Shadja. Behold, I come as a thief. He's not coming as a thief to us because we're constantly watching. We do videos every day. Sometimes the Spirit's on me to do 2 or 3 videos. We're constantly doing videos. Every day, we into these scriptures, man. We're on the web. We're seeing other brothers, men, apostles, whatever, elders do videos. And then it inspires us to do videos based upon what other brothers did. It said, behold, I come as a Deacon Hakar. I'm watching part of the video that the ETT put up, and it inspired me. But I watched it a couple of days ago, and I said, when I get a chance, I'll do a video on this. So this was maybe 3-4 days ago, something like that. Behold, I am 15 verse, Revelation 16:15. Behold, I come as a thief, right, to people that are unawares. Blessed is he that watches. We're watching, right? Let me look up the word watches. You people that fell out, went back into the world because you were disenchanted, you're not watching.
Psalms G 11:27. Gregorio.
Gregoreo. To watch, metaphorically, give, wow, that's good. Give strict attention to, be cautious, active, right? Putting up these videos, right? You see something, say something, right? In the form of videos, video epistles. To take heed, lest through remission and indolence, some destructive calamity suddenly overtake one. What's that sudden calamity that's going to suddenly overtake one? This destruction. And once you take the MOTB, you're done anyway. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. And you can't say, well, if the Lord did tell you, the Lord speaking through you, through us. It's the Father that's speaking through us. Verse, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. What does it mean by keepeth his garments? That means this information that you got through the apostles, and Great Millstone is the chief camp on the planet Earth, because we're the only camp that could actually say we got 100% truth of the scriptures. So if you put on the whole armor, God, Ephesians, what is that? Ephesians 6 and 10. If you teaching that the MOTB is embargo, Christianity, sin, you there's an opening there for Satan to get in. And like I said, when it actually happens, there's going to be a lot of running and scrambling. And I got to throw this in there. You're going to be running, you're going to be hiding, and oh, you're going to be a sweat. That's an inside joke. It said, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. The garments represent this truth. Goes back to Ezekiel 37. So you got to be covered from head to toe. Can't have anything. And you go out cold, you got a big coat covered up, and you don't have no gloves on. Guess what? Your hands are going to suffer what you call it, frostbite, and your fingertips are going to turn black and they're going to fall off. So you got to be covered, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, or Hamagadwan, which means mountain of troops, hill of troops, mountain of troops. 17th verse, and the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven, from heaven itself, from the throne, saying, it is done. When is it going to be done? When this place is completely destroyed. When the elect is beamed up out of here, and we're looking down, Psalms 91, we're looking down at the destruction. What is done? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it to follow it. And when that happens, when this place is set on fire, the lake of fire, guess what? The kingdom is here. It's just a matter of us coming back to the earth, enslaving everybody and rebuilding it, and going down to these dumbass Latin tribes and beating the shit out of them so they could stop eating alligator meat, or some of them do. They eat they eat octopus and squid. And pork, oh, they love some pork. And Brazilians love some pork. Brazilians put pork in everything. So we're going to go down there. They're going to defy us. We're going to use spirit. We're going to come like Marvel comic. We're going to come like Thanos. We're going to come like Thanos and Black Adam. We don't need Superman. And then we're going to come as Thanos and Black Adam, and we're going to fuck shit up. We're going to chop heads. We're going to make niggas disappear. We're going to set them on fire. We're gonna make them human combust, and then they're gonna say, you know what, we gotta start listening to these guys. They're gonna say we got demons on us. No, you're not my white Jesus. And then we're gonna fucking burn you up and your fucking white Jesus. We're gonna get Magneto on your ass. And then your brain is gonna start working and say, you know what, we might as well follow these people because I'm tired of getting fired. I'm tired of catching on fire. Hey, down there in Puerto Rico and Santo Domingo, those islands down there, all the motherfuckers are Roman Catholics. That's why the Most High fuck y'all up down there. And ain't nobody, Esau ain't saying nothing up here. They mentioned it. Oh yeah, there's a storm down there. It's dark. Motherfuckers is dying left and right. Esau don't give a fuck about y'all. But you give a fuck about them. Give a fuck about you, man. What is that? Jeremiah. I believe it's 15. Let's see if I'm right. Okay, yep, Jeremiah 15, verse 5. Or who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem, Israel, or who shall bemoan thee? When the queen died, oh my goodness, the queen of stupid ass Benjaminites. Oh, I like the way she walked. I like the way she talked. She's a nice lady. Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? They're not concerned about you. They're busy giving billions of dollars to the people of Ukraine and Putin. He's involved in mobilization. You know what mobilization? When you look that word up, it means to take a lot of resources that you use, for trains and stuff, and put it into the war. Let the weak say, I'm strong, beat your pruning hooks in the spears. That's mobilization. Mobilization. That's to put your everything into war. So this guy Putin, he set up a draft. He said, you got to fight. He said, look, he said this. He said, if you're anywhere from 18 to 65, they're gonna have dudes in their 60s out there fighting. Look, you can fight in your 60s, man. And Putin ain't playing. He said any man from 18 to 65, don't leave Russia. Oh, they said this. If you want to hop on a plane, hop on a train, get out of Russia, you go to get the ticket. They say, can I see your ID? You're 19 years old. Nope, you staying. You 62, 63? Nope, you staying. But I'm too, and I only hear that. If you're between the ages of 18 and 65, in the military draft, they can draft you from the ages of 18 to 25. In Russia, 18 to 65. So you better hope like hell your 66th birthday come quick. And guess what? They'll still draft your ass. If they need, they'll have old motherfuckers, they'll have women up in there, man. Mobilization. And it doesn't look like this Putin is slowing down. And they got U.S. troops and British troops down there. They just caught two of them and let them go. They did a prisoner swap. We almost finished. 18th verse. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such right, Isaiah 24, such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty earthquake and so great. And that's Jacob's trouble. That's going to be in the midst of Jacob's trouble. Because when is Michael, the archangel, the Lord is going to save us? In the midst of Jacob's trouble. So the war of Armageddon is also the time of Jacob's trouble. Read Daniel 12, 1 and 2, basic scriptures, 19th verse. And the great city was divided into three parts. Three parts represent what? This is symbolic. Sons of men, sons of the wicked, sons of the power. The elect of the sons of the power, Israel, is going to be delivered. A lot of the sons of the power, they're going to stay here and die. And the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon, which is not Vatican City, is not the Roman Catholic Church. It's this place, came in remembrance before the Most High to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. Meaning, there's not going to be any powers of a nation coming back up into power. They're going to just be under us. It's going to be one power structure. Start with the Most High, Yahawashi, us, along with the angels. 21st verse, last verse. And there fell upon men a great hell out of heaven. What's that? What is a hell? What did John see? He saw missiles, but he didn't know what a missile was. He didn't say, oh, I saw ICBM missiles. I seen supersonic missiles. I seen low cruise missiles. There goes a timer. He didn't say all that. He said he saw hell because it looked like hell coming down from heaven. It said hell out of heaven, every stone or every missile about the weight of a talent. A talent is about 100 pounds. Each missile's I think it's something like two. I did the math on it. I believe each one is either 2,000 or 27. You know what I'm gonna do? Bear with me for a minute. The weight of an ICBM missile. Okay, weight. The weight of an ICBM missile, weight. 79, almost 80,000 pounds. So I was way off. Wow, wow. You are 100 in Russia. Weight. £232,000. Okay, this is from India, and they're gonna shoot their missiles too. North Korea. $158, almost 160,000 pounds. I was way the hell off. And there's going to be it's going to make the day go to night. It's going to block out the sun, going to block out the sky. That's why the earth is going to rock back and forth. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And I was way off. You're talking about 200,000 pounds, one ICBM missile. And then in each warhead, you have multiple warheads. So this place is going to be utterly to destroy, Isaiah 13, to destroy the whole land. This place is going to be utterly destroyed. And men blaspheme. They go and start talking shit until we start twisting them. We can start popping their heads off. Literally, we're going to twist their fucking heads off, man, like chickens. And men blaspheme the Most High because of the plague of the hell. For the plague thereof was exceeding great. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.